So I'm here. I'm here with Chris Holton from Indo Expo, which is an event that focuses on growing. That's going on here in Portland in the beginning of August, first days of August. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Thank you, Keith.
Hey, I'm really glad that you could join us and tell us a little bit about your show and how what makes it a little different than your typical trade show that you see for the cannabis industry.
So, Indo Expo is a B2B industry cannabis show. It focuses primarily on growing of cannabis, soil, lights, nutrients, trimmers, greenhouses, extractors, and then quite a bit of ancillary areas of the industry too, everything from tourism to, magazines and lawyers and CPAs, and so there really isn't any aspect of business that isn't being touched by the cannabis industry now, and I'm sure everyone that's in Oregon sees this happening. It's kind of changing the landscape, and so what we've done is we've put together a large platform where people can come together and network and share information and figure out what they're doing with their businesses and market their products or services. And we have about 300 exhibitors. And it's some of the larger companies in the industry. We deal with, Grodan and House and Garden and Trim Pro and Precision and 5/8 and all that. We have a lot of large companies that people would recognize if they walk through any grocery store. It's all the products that are on the shelves. So
Right.
it's a great way to come and meet with the reps and, go direct. It's also a great place for dispensaries to come and source stuff for their shops or stuff for their grows. So primarily we attract growers, dispensary owners, decision makers, in whatever respective business in the cannabis industry. And it's 2 days. It's August 5th and 6th in Portland at the Portland Expo. And it's a beautiful time to be in Portland. And we do a mixer on Saturday night. We're doing a big mixer at the Red Lion.
Oh, nice.
And, we probably expect to see about 5,000 industry people there. So it's just a great way for everyone to come together. Everyone from Cali up to Vancouver, BC, and it's a great show.
Yeah, you guys you're located well. Having it in Portland definitely is a great spot to be on the West Coast. I mean, you can kind of leave Los Angeles out of the picture, but you're going to catch everything from San Francisco and the Bay Area and California, like you said, all the way to British Columbia. I mean, that's I think
it's definitely a hotbed in here, and so Portland is nice and centrally located. We pull from Seattle and we pull from everywhere down to San Francisco at least, and this is just where all the growers are going. This is where all the action is. So this has become a really great location for us. We do one summer show every year in August in Portland, and then we do a winter show at the end of January in Denver, and both those shows are really strong. And right now we're just focused on keeping those two shows as strong as we can.
Right. And everything's still sort of out west still a little bit, right? I mean, as far as the major parts of the industry are still kind of out west. Do you foresee possibly expanding your show somewhere out to the east, maybe in Florida or New York or something?
Someday we talk about it all the time. There's been some strong shows that have happened back in Massachusetts. With new states coming online, of course, it's an exciting thought to say let's rush off to do a show in Boston, or let's do a show in Maine, or let's do a show in Florida. But our show works better in places where the industry is established or where it's getting established, and Oregon is very much that kind of place.
Right.
There's just so much buzz. Everyone's gearing up, and that's the place where our show does well, and our exhibitors do well. If we go into a new state, we were fearful that we just end up getting a lot of tire kickers, investors, people that are window shopping but not buying, that type of stuff. They're coming to look at stuff and try to figure things out, but they're not all up in it yet. You know what I mean?
Right. So how many years? You guys have been doing this for 4 years at least in Colorado, and you expanded out here a couple of years back?
Yeah, I think we're going on the tail end of 3 years. We've done 4 shows in Denver, and this will be our second show. So this is our 6th show, and we just love the show in Portland. We came out here and just fell in love with Oregon and ended up moving here and relocating our office, and we really put a lot into this Portland event, and it's all about getting the word out to everybody and getting people to come up and attend the event, which has been easier than we thought. And there's just a lot of excitement. It's like people seem to enjoy an event that gives them credibility and legitimizes the industry. And, it's a big deal. We're trying to help everyone kind of make this transition responsibly before we don't want it to get taken away, so we're trying to do things right, and we're trying to educate people, and we're trying to share knowledge, and it's not about how much money can you pay to be in the room with the information. We do free seminars and demonstrations and a mixer, and we want to bring people together. We want people to be able to get together and talk and figure things out.
Right.
So a trade show is a great place for that. A lot of industries trade shows aren't so hot, but this is a good this is a good industry to be in for trade shows. It really is.
Well, yeah, no kidding, right? Especially with all the people that are getting into it. There's no other time like this in any industry I can imagine in the last 100 years almost. I mean,
you see when you drive from Eugene to San Francisco, it's all cannabis the whole way. Whether you're going down the 5 or the 101, it's just everywhere. A lot of these big companies are based out of these areas too, so it's like a hometown show for a lot of the breeders and a lot of the soil companies and the nutrient guys and stuff. So it's also a big family. It's like we've been working with the same people for years now. We've gotten to know them all, and a lot of magic happens when you're talking with the right people. You can really put 2 and 2 together a lot faster than you can sitting at home trying to Google stuff or talking to your buddy.
Right. So
you can make things happen when you get in the room with the right people.
So at your event, you're going to have you got all these vendors and stuff, but you also have some presentations that go on, and you have some.
We do. We have a bunch of seminars that are happening. It's everything from mitigated pest management to marketing and HR, greenhouse growing. We do whole tracks on seminars on extraction and concentrates. We do some stuff on regulation, which may not sound so exciting, but to people that are in the industry, it's very relevant to know what you're up against.
No, that's important,
Yeah, and all our seminars are complimentary. They come with the pass. And if you're in the industry, if you own a dispensary or hydro store or garden center and you want to attend the show, it's complimentary to attend the show if you're in the industry. And then outside of that, if you're looking to get into the industry, you can purchase a weekend pass and come up to the show, and all that information is on our website, nbsp.com. And so we're not turning anybody away. Everyone's invited. The people that are in the industry get in complimentary.
Wow, that's really good.
And it's for the entire weekend. It's for the entire event, and it's kind of a must-attend event. It's just a really fun weekend, and you can make a lot of things happen. It's well worth the trip. Even if I lived in San Francisco, I'd make the trip up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine any other event that I can recall that offers complimentary attendance for anybody on that kind of scale. I mean, because you're going to have half of your attendees or more that are going to be industry people, I'm assuming.
That's right, and that's because we, instead of doing the big pot circus, let's sell everything, get celebrities, and charge everybody. We charge the seminar speakers, we charge at the door, we charge the exhibitors. We decided that what's important to us is getting strong business for our exhibitors. So anyone that's legitimately in the cannabis industry, we want there, and they're coming and they're shopping shows, and they're shopping the show, and they're networking with these exhibitors. So we look at that as we're not looking to make money off our gate. We're looking to make money selling exhibit space, and it's kind of it's a symbiotic relationship. You have to have attendees to get large exhibitors, and you have to have large exhibitors to get attendees. So we realized that at a pretty young age, and we've put all our energy into making sure we get the right people there. So we want all these growers there from all the farms all over the place. We want you guys to come up, meet these reps, go direct to these guys, and save yourself some money. And, you can come and look at 20 different types of trimmers or extractors or greenhouses in one weekend, and you can figure out, this is what I want to run with. This is the right guy. And, look, he's even based out of the town right next to me. And, he's going to give me a killer deal now. Like, this is, I'm glad I came. If you're in the industry and you're growing, and your objective is to keep growing your business, then it's a show that you want to be at for sure.
Yeah, that's just amazing to me. To be quite honest, I think that's just awesome, and it makes sense then because it's going to encourage you to bring in good vendors, just like you mentioned, so that the vendors are getting contact with people that are important that they need to contact with. So
That's right.
I think it just sounds like a win-win all the way around. And Portland being centrally located is awesome, and it sounds great. That sounds great, Chris. I'm really glad you guys are doing this again.
The whole landscape is kind of changing. You know what I mean? The closet growing. It's really moving quickly. So everybody, even the guys that know exactly what they're doing, everyone can use a little help navigating, the industry right now. So it really is priceless when you get together with these people and figure some things out. And that's what we did. We wanted to be a really strong community platform where people can just come together and share and network, and that's it. That's really what we do.
Right. And and you're not really aiming this show at like your typical for lack of a better word, stoner that's just looking to hang out and go to a cool event. You're aiming this more at people that are more seriously interested in cannabis industry.
Exactly. It's not the show. So we break it down. It's either a business show or an industry show, or it's a consumer show.
Right.
So you've got a lot of fun consumer type events that already happen where there's music and a festival and some vendors. That is not what we do at all. We're a B2B trade show, and it's not the right show to come just to pick up a $5 pipe and a tie dye or what. It's not that. It's you're coming to look at $250,000 extractors and greenhouses and different nutrients, and people are dealing in tankers and totes, and it's on the larger side of things.
Well, so I guess have you sold all of your vendor spaces?
We probably have, I think, about 75 booths left, which is amazing. So we're guaranteed to sell out. We'll end up selling 300 booths.
Okay.
We have 26 sponsorships right now, and like I said before, we have some of the biggest names in the industry already exhibiting with us. So, but that being said, you show up and then you find out every time I'm walking my own show and going, "Oh my God, what is this? I don't even know what this is. This is amazing." So I get turned on every time I'm walking on our own floor.
Right.
It's really impressive to see the things that are coming out, the ideas that people are coming up with. Every time you think, well, there can't be anything else, then the next day, here it is. I never in a million years thought I'd see this kind of product. So there's some really cool stuff happening, and it's just moving very quickly. So these types of events really help people out, and they help them figure out what they're doing.
And you said this is what's the cost going to be for the folks that are not yet in the industry and are going to have to pay? What's the price at the door?
We do a weekend pass for $199, and I believe on Sunday is so Saturday is just industry. It's just industry, or you can buy a weekend pass. Sunday is open to the public. It's industry, but it's open to the public. And I believe the tickets are $40. You can get them a little more affordably if you go to rush49.com. It's somewhat of like a Groupon type thing, but they're selling tickets a little bit cheaper.
Okay.
And you can also buy tickets at the gate when you get there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's in North Portland at the Portland Expo. What's cool about it is that it's right there next to the bridge that goes over to Jansen Beach or Hayden Island. And the island that's in between Oregon and Washington in the river there. Right. And it's just a really cool spot. You can you're away from the traffic, and you're up there. It's beautiful. You're by the water, so everyone's staying on the island and
even though it's way up,
the expo.
Just for listeners, even though it's way up north in Portland, it is at the end of the yellow Max line. So if you get on the yellow TriMet Max train, the last stop of the train is at the Portland Expo for the people who didn't know that. So there's definitely easy public transportation to get out there. You don't even have to drive if you don't want, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's true, and we actually promote that. We put it on our posters and tell everyone take the Max to the show. Another thing is too, if anyone that is listening is in the industry, they own a dispensary, a hardware store, a garden center, and they're interested in registering, they can go on to our website and register to attend. And it's just a quick little form, but it'll get them pre-registered, and it'll help expedite them to get through the gate faster. And so it's just fast track and just walk right in.
Okay, that's a really good
So I highly
tip.
suggest people registering ahead of time.
Pre-register?
So that you're not stuck in line, because we get hammered. We get a lot of people show up.
Right. And your website is indoexpo.com?
That's correct.
Simple. That's INDOEXPO.com. And this is going on when again, in August?
It's going on August 5th and 6th in Portland at the Portland Expo.
August 5th and 6th in Portland. Excellent, Chris. That's really great. I'm glad you could be on our podcast today to let people know about this. And we're going to spread the word.
Appreciate the plug.
Oh, no problem at all. We'll spread the word and let everybody know. So thanks for being on.
Awesome. Thank you, Keith.